Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first Community Forum Friday session for fall 2021. Today is an overview of A Night with the Arts for FTD, the annual gala event to benefit the Mass General Hospital Frontotemporal Disorders Unit. My name is Katie Brandt. I'm the Director of Caregiver Support Services and Public Relations for the MGH FTD Unit. But today I'm here as gala co-chair with my gala gal, Amy Almeida. Amy, welcome.
Hi, Katie. It's so great to be able to talk about our 7th annual gala.
I know, and you and I have been co-chairs for all 7 galas.
I remember when you asked me to be on the gala committee in 2015, and I said, I don't know anything about galas, but I'll do my best. And that's what we've been doing for 6 years.
I mean, I don't think that you expected a 7-year commitment when we started our journey for the inaugural gala in 2015.
That's true. When we got together, I remember going over to look at the Boston Harbor Hotel and, coming to committee meetings and hearing about the vision really that Sybil and Kimon Sermos brought to Dr. Dickerson about using their art to try to raise funds, awareness, and hope for FTD. I was amazed that they had such a complete vision. And it's really been a privilege to be part of that and to bring it to our community for these past few years.
Exactly. And I think that's what we wanted to share today. We hoped that this would be something not just to get people excited about the gala, because at the end of today's program, we're going to feature a special performance by 2021 featured artist Bernie Metzger. But just to tell people about how did the gala get started? What is important and special about this event? And why has it become a cornerstone of our community programming?
We can think about the gala in terms of 3 C's. Creativity. Art has always been the catalyst for the gala. And the artists who have showcased their art as part of the gala have really made it a special evening. And it enables the community to see that life doesn't stop because of FTD. I just said the 2nd C, community. We welcome everyone at the gala. It's not just for people with a lot of money. It's not just for adults. We welcome families. We welcome friends. We welcome people with FTD. And that's what makes it a special night, because everyone in the room knows what you're going through or what you have gone through. So no one's going to blink an eye if your loved one is up on the dance floor doing a very enthusiastic dance. People will appreciate it and enjoy it. I think the 3rd C is celebration, and that's what that dancing is all about. We've had lots of families use this as a family reunion or a celebration of their loved one's life after they've passed. And I think it's always a privilege to be able to be part of that.
The whole thing is a privilege. I mean, when you think about the catalyst for creating this event, A Night with the Arts, it was all about Sybil Sermos's vision. And she was an artist in Somerville with her husband, Kimon, and a caregiver. And what she wanted to focus on is what people were creating, what they were still able to do, what they were giving back. So much of life lived with a dementia diagnosis is about things that you've lost or things that you can't do as well anymore. And Sybil really wanted to take the opportunity to celebrate resilience and what was positive and strong about our community.
When Sybil came to us with her painting, A Walk on the Dark Side, which has become our signature image. And this was a work of art she created after hearing about her husband's FTD diagnosis. And she even incorporated his brain scans into the piece of art. There's a little bit of darkness around it, just like the title. You could tell what kind of a place she was in when she made that. However, by gala number 2, she came to realize that your life isn't over after an FTD diagnosis. And she created A Walk on the Light Side for our second annual gala. And that painting is much brighter, much more buoyant, and definitely reflects the joy that she and Kimon found, but in the joy that we try to help other families find by participating in the gala.
I remember visiting Sybil in her home in Somerville, and she was working on A Walk on the Light Side. And she showed me places where she had drawn things evoked by happy memories they'd made as a family, holidays they'd spent together, bright colors to elicit those loving, happy emotions. It was just so beautiful to see her creative process, but also to know she was creating it with our gala event in mind as a featured artist. And for those of you who don't know, the gala each year is centered around a patient and caregiver centered art show. And some of our featured artists are professional artists. Some of them are folks who've been amateur artists, but for 30 years of their life. Others are people who picked up a paintbrush for the very first time after they received their diagnosis. And that's another thing about being inclusive and community, that we're not judging what is your skill level, but just that you are creating, you are producing, you are resilient.
And we have seen art in an incredible diversity of media. We have had people with watercolor and oil paintings. We've had folks, I believe, doing needlepoint. We have had quilt artists, of course, several musicians, dancers. Am I forgetting anything, Katie? Oh, shell artists.
Sculpture. Yes. And then we found that amazing local artist, Laura Bundenson, and she centers her art around like neuro and the brain. And her art featured a lot of high texture pieces, just really incredible. And she was really funny when I was talking to her afterwards. She said, I was happy to come and be in your art show, but it wasn't until after I came and saw your event that I understood how special your community was. And that was so uplifting to me that someone who is new to our community could tell just by this one event how united we are in the hope that the cure of tomorrow is not so far from the care of today.
And I think people will get to see some of that and hear some of that in Bernie's piece that we're going to be playing later on in this webinar.
Exactly.
I'll let him explain what it's about, because we're going to have an interview with him. But it is incredibly powerful about he and his family's journey with FTD.
It is incredibly powerful. And I think helping us see more connections through community, that's always been our goal, not only within our FTD unit community, but also for patients and caregivers and families to feel that support from the greater Boston community and even beyond. We've had the Zakem Bridge and Government Center lit up in our honor. We've received letters of support from Governor Baker, Senator Warren, and even President Barack Obama. It really shows that we're not alone in our fight against these neurodegenerative disorders.
I'm just thinking about how in the past year, our community has actually expanded. Despite the COVID pandemic, we have been able to pivot online and really expand the folks who have access to MGH FTD Unit resources. And also, we got to use our creativity in pivoting to our online gala last year.
That's right. So people should know we have had 5 in-person galas. Last year was our first online gala, and I think it was a success.
Definitely. We were able to put together a video art show, which highlighted 5 artists of varying types, interviews with the artists, and we showcased their art in the video. And, I have to say personally, I think this was the art show that was most meaningful to me, because usually at an in-person gala, I'm running around. I don't get a chance to see the art as comprehensively as I did last year. So I really enjoyed it.
And to just hear the stories of how people plan to celebrate the gala at home. People danced in their living room. I got text messages with pictures. People set up fancy dinners. They dressed up at home because we were live, and we'll be live again in the studio. We'll be at Giro Studio in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Dr. Dickerson, myself, Rich Damari and his jazz trio. Amy, you'll be there.
I'll be there.
Can't do it without my gala gal co-chair. And so I think people felt a real camaraderie that even though we were separated by COVID and social distancing, our community was united.
I think all you had to do was see the hundreds of messages in the chat that night to realize that, yes, our community was together and it was strong and it was celebrating.
So what do we have in store for this year? How will people celebrate with us, connect, and feel like they're helping to build community for care and a cure tomorrow?
Well, we're still going to have our art show. We've been working very, very diligently on that. And like I said, you're going to be able to see a bit of that coming up at the end of our interview. We also will have Dr. Brad Dickerson with his always informative talk about the state of FTD research. I think we all love dancing to Rich in his trio, and they'll be back again this year. And I think we have a surprise or two that I don't want to give away right now.
We can't give away all our surprises. I just have been really so appreciative too of all of our families who have trusted us to pivot the event and really supported us in our endeavor by showing up. And that's a lot of what caregivers and families need when they're living life with a diagnosis, is for other people to just show up and be there and support them. And that's what the gala does, but I think in a much more celebratory way. So we want people to know that it's easy to connect with this event. The website is live right now, because.massgeneral.org/FTD Gala 2021. Folks can buy tickets, sponsorships, make donations. And we want everyone to know that there are also free tickets available for patients, research participants, and caregivers. We don't want anyone to feel like cost is a barrier to attending this online event. A couple days before the actual gala, folks will receive a live link to join us on Friday, October 15th.
Yes, and on Friday, October 15th, you'll be able to tune in at 7 o'clock for a pre-gala reception. We'll have breakout rooms. So if you want to invite a whole bunch of friends and family, we can make a special breakout room for you. Or we'll have, groups like support group or, alumni. The program will start at 7:30 and will last about an hour. And then there'll be the opportunity to go back and have, to go back into your breakout rooms and have post-gala celebration.
It really was fun last year to see who showed up in the breakout room, to see people live, to have a chat. And my son especially enjoyed it. And I got him a tuxedo. He was at the studio. But this year I told him, no tuxedo. He's going to be at home with family while I'm in the studio.
Well, hopefully he still does a great job moderating the chat, because he was all over it last year.
He was. And just for people to know, we see those messages and it helps us keep going as the event goes on. And so please feel free to join early, participate in the breakout rooms or reception, add those positive and uplifting comments, and then stick around after for our post-event chat.
You can let us know how great it was.
Fingers crossed.
So Katie, I think we do have one special to encourage folks to buy their tickets early.
We do. So one thing that we know makes a gala great is, fun food treats. Everybody likes to have great snacks. And we didn't want to lose that piece of the gala. And so we're working with Cardullo's Gourmet Shop in Harvard Square, and they're creating gala party boxes for all of our gala sponsors. So anyone who buys a ticket, a free ticket for a patient or a caregiver, or any ticket before October 1st will be entered into a raffle to win a free gala party box sent to their house from Cardullo's ahead of the October 15th gala event.
The party boxes were a big hit. And to expand a little bit about sponsorships, we have sponsorships available from the bronze level at $500 up to the diamond sponsorship at $10,000. With your sponsorship, you'll get a gala party box, as Katie was explaining, and you'll also get print recognition in our program book if you purchase your sponsorship by September 17th. You must purchase your sponsorship by October 1st in order to get the party box. No matter when you get your sponsorship, you will get digital recognition on the night of the gala.
The sponsorships are such a beautiful way for families to honor their loved ones. And we've had families who've honored loved ones lost, but also honored loved ones who are fighting the fight and living life with a diagnosis. And it's a way to celebrate them and support their strength and resilience. It's been really such a heartwarming experience to work with families to create these beautiful color pages for the sponsorships. Well, Amy, I'm getting gala ready. I've ordered my gown from Rent the Runway.
And I have my glitter mask ready to go. And I think now all we have to do is remind folks about what we've been saying for the past 18 months.
Community isn't canceled, and neither is the gala. We hope to see everyone online on Friday, October 15th.
Hi, I'm Bernie Metzger. I'm a featured artist, and this is my original piece, Ramblings, an FTD Journey, which I have written specifically for the 2021 FTD Gala. I'm primarily a violist and play in the Newton Orchestra of the New Philharmonia. I wrote this piece specifically as a composer for the piano. My connection with the FTD unit is that my wife, Karen Zander, was a patient of the unit for several years with behavioral FTD. My wife and I started playing 40 years ago in a community orchestra. We had rehearsals every Sunday night, and that was our date. She played the cello, I played the viola, and she made the initial overture. It's what brought us together. It's what brought my family together, and I tell my girls if it weren't for music, they would not exist. Music was a way that I continued to connect with Karen even after she started having the disease symptoms. And when I went to visit her at Golden Pond several times a week, I would always bring my viola and play for her. She seemed to like that. Writing this piece helped me deal with my feelings about the disease. And I'm trying to portray the disarray and struggles that go along with it, both for the patient and for the caregiver. I'm thrilled to share this piece with the community and other people so that caregivers understand that their feelings are also portrayed with this piece. And also so the people who were not involved with FTD get some understanding of what it is like. We talk a lot in support group about our feelings and about what's happening to us. Music, on the other hand, communicates at an emotional level. So I'm hoping that you, after hearing this piece, will understand the emotions I have experienced, and hopefully they will mean something to you. I've dedicated this piece to my wife of 45 years, Karen Zander, and also to Dr. Brad Dickerson and to Katie Brandt, who helped me through this awful time. I'm also grateful to my daughters, Elise and Victoria, who supported me throughout the experience, to David Stevens, my theory teacher, who helped me with writing the piece, and especially to Jonathan Bass, who performed it, and to Falcetti Pianos, who provided the venue for the performance. This is really a love poem from me to Karen.